All right, you guys wanted me to check out Asmongold, checking out Squadron 42. I cannot wait. Let's see what Asmongold has to say.
Squadron 42.
Oh, this is going to be good, isn't it? This is going to be good. I love Asmon. I love Asmon. Look at his face.
So it's like in space or some shit.
Go for 6. Getting a faint contact on bearing 287.
Did you guys watch when we went into the house and saw Asmon? We got a tour of Asmongold's house. You guys check that out on the channel. It's crazy. It's crazy.
We're clear.
Okay, this is nice. Sure.
Traffic is restricted to lockdown. Copy that.
This looks good.
Damn right, it looks good.
Archangel, this is Krugeri. Come back, Krugeri. Redirect to sector 7 Bravo Echo for immediate tasking. Copy that. On our way.
We're gonna watch that after this, Diva. I got you guys. I see what you're posting in the Discord.
So they're
You're
just
the algorithms.
around?
I watch what you watch.
It's all in-game footage, by the way. Oh shit!
Yeah.
Bring it down.
Thank you, Coon.
That's damn. All right, that's cool.
Dance
what the fuck?
Thank you, bro.
That was cooler than I expected it to be, honestly.
He's getting sucked in, man. He's getting sucked in.
Okay. The big ship is mine, by the way. I bet it is. What's the name again? Squadron 42. And this is apparently, somebody says this is all in-game footage.
We got that coming up too, DY. We got a lot
Just
coming
a
up.
random guy.
I know I just wrote you, but a couple of hours ago, proximity sensors on the other
side of the jump got twigged. Word is it might be that clan we've been battling with. I guess that last fight didn't scare them
off
off.
quite like we all hoped it would. Honestly, we've been out here so long, I don't know what to
pull for anymore. I just...
Does he not realize?
To let you know.
I think he doesn't realize that this is Star Citizen. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that he understands it's related with Cloud Imperium or related with Star Citizen yet. I think when he's watching this, he's like Squadron 42.
Okay. Right as soon as I can.
He doesn't? Okay.
Stay safe.
He looks like he's just finding out about it from his fans. You know how when you guys show me shit and I'm not quite sure what I'm watching for like 5 minutes, you know? That happens all the time here. He doesn't follow it. He doesn't follow it, Futz.
Sir.
Eddies. I used to do the same thing when I was first coming up. Post up to the flight deck whenever I could to watch the launches.
This is pretty good, I would say.
Yeah, he knows now. He's got
the F-8s up close.
No, sir.
The thing's a beast. Nimble, too.
12 maneuvering thrusters and 3 mains. It sure sounds like it. Sir.
Captain McLaren, to the bridge. Captain McLaren.
What's up, Shape? Lots of new faces tonight. Lots of new faces.
Okay.
I saw you apply to the Flight Academy again.
Yes, sir.
Keep your head up. Took me a couple times before I got in.
Thank you, sir.
I love just looking at it. Asmon looks like he's like in a jungle waiting for like a panther to jump out and eat him. Like at any point in time, like he's like all the trepidation in his face. I love it. He looks like he's in the jungle and he's waiting for a panther or something to jump out.
Okay.
Now look at this.
So this is on like Earth or some shit.
12
It
months,
Manchester.
like a mouse. Like a mouse.
You know what they should have right now? They should have like another like a riot in the streets over like a soccer game, just to show that like even in the future some things do never change.
Welcome to Cloud Imperium Games Manchester Studio. I'm Chris Roberts, and I'm pleased to announce we have just passed a major milestone. Squadron 42 is now feature complete and has entered its polish phase. To celebrate this milestone, we've gathered some of our core leadership together to share what this means.
All right, well, let's see. All right, so we're going to show some gameplay in a minute here. Let's take a look at it.
As Chris says, we've moved into the polish phase of Squadron 42.
Well, that's good.
Which means extra emphasis on ensuring things feel fun. This means focusing on the small and large elements of the game, such as dialing in combat encounters.
Sure.
But also looking at the feel of how you control your character or vehicle and making sure it's immersive as possible.
All right,
We've
cool.
paid extra attention to how your character reacts when in their ship, so that you feel like an actual pilot, whether that's firing your weapons, taking hits, or punching the afterburners to get to cover.
I'm going to be honest, I feel like this looks pretty decent.
You think? I love him. I love him.
Yeah, like this actually looks pretty decent. The FPS is probably not optimized yet, or maybe there's something wrong with it. Like, I mean, obviously you're not going to release the game like this. I mean, maybe they will, but I kind of doubt it.
Seen huge improvements.
The rest of the game seems pretty clean.
Distances,
I doubt that they're just going to release a game that's this clean with so many other things where like the frame rate is bad, you know?
As close. With the aim now on polish, we've organized the project into self-sufficient strike teams, so we can focus on individual areas
What's up,
to
Toaster?
deliver the best.
So even on the ground too. Okay.
Get out of sight. The coppies is gonna spot you.
So why are people saying this is Star Citizen?
With a unified vision of enhancing the gameplay by seamlessly blending it with polished visuals,
Because this isn't the name of the game.
final
It is?
cinematic performances, and our ever-improving technology.
So, this is, this is a single-player version. Okay. All right.
You didn't see the boat, kid. You're good to keep going.
Yes, I did, Toaster. We watched it. We watched it
We're also
Sunday.
dialing in gameplay features.
Thank you.
Such as the ship flight model for both atmosphere and space, which covers master modes, control surfaces, and our gold standard HUD and MFDs.
Yeah, I feel like this looks pretty decent.
Our interaction system for both the world.
I think the gameplay, like the graphics here, look good too. The graphics, in a weird way, remind me of Armored Core 6. I don't know exactly what it is about it, but there's like a lot of like very clean textures, and like to me it reminds me a lot of that.
And your character have also seen additional improvements, allowing us to hone and craft environmental puzzles unique to each location.
It's the lighting, maybe.
To tell the story of the
yeah,
world.
I don't know exactly what it is. Okay. That seems like it'll be annoying.
The military multi-tool is an essential piece of equipment for every pilot that integrates all attachments into a single handheld device and allows us to create really interesting challenges, including physics-based puzzles using our updated rope tech.
Okay.
Rope tech.
I mean, everything here seems really promising. I'm gonna be honest.
Unidentified vessels. Power down your ships and stand by for processing.
Yeah, this looks really good.
Off the coil's ass.
So can we shoot this guy?
He went from real. He goes decent. Yeah, this looks decent. This looks decent to like this looks really good.
Scanning, targeting, and marker system has also seen
clean,
an overhaul,
it's
allowing
very
us to
clean.
highlight only the essential information that you need, such as key objectives, mission targets, and high-level scan information.
All
while
right,
keeping your overall view as clean as possible.
Skank.
That was,
dude, the missions build up like the way that Wing Commander used to be, like that vibe that you would get when you would go on a Wing Commander mission, man. You know they're going to have the prep room. You know you're going to be taking on missions and listening to the mission criteria just like you did in Wing Commander. Doesn't that make you excited, man? You guys from the 90s, you remember Wing Commander. You remember how it felt to be in that pre-op room, man. You got those missions handed down. And then you went out on that mission. You remember how exciting that was. I'm not even a first player kind of dude. I'm not a solo player type of dude. I'm not even a PvE dude, and that shit makes me excited. I can't wait. I can't wait for that vibe to hit again, man. These kids have no idea what's going to hit.
Cool. FPS combat and stealth, which has seen a suite of improvements.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the UI and everything here is pretty clean too. This all looks pretty good.
From improved looting, weapon feel and balance, realistic scopes, and smoother locomotion, alongside our new and improved FPS radar and scanner that provides you an overview of the battlefield, but at the cost of ramping up your own emissions.
Okay, so like you have destructible
We've also
environments.
seen the introduction of our Maelstrom-powered destructible environment, which adds a layer of dynamism to the experience.
Awesome.
This combat reminds me of Killzone. You guys remember Killzone and on PlayStation, I think? I don't know why, but it reminds me a lot of that game.
Alongside our improved AI that can now have hundreds of combinations of traits that allow us to create unique and challenging combat encounters that really push your tactical awareness and skill.
Man, they really upped the sound effects, man.
Okay. So it shows his health down at the bottom. My camera's blocking it, but you know it goes down whenever he takes damage. We were talking about that earlier, went up whenever he healed himself. You know, pretty much what you'd expect. And you can throw grenades, of course, and they run away from the grenades, and then they're dead anyway. Fuck them. All right. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. I mean, like, obviously the, you know, like the amount that like your camera was moving around was like a lot, man. I feel like that was just like, it's something that like, I worry that that's one of those things where they're like, oh, let's make the game more realistic, and they do that, but then it's just like really annoying to play.
We play and review the builds regularly. And
Yeah. As far as the grenades are concerned, Hilo said, "Is it me or was there no explosion from that grenade?" I noticed this on the CitizenCon presentation too. Both times they showed grenades being thrown, but they didn't show the splash from it or any updated graphics from the grenades. I think the nades are still borked. So. It was interesting when we saw the FPS demonstration at CitizenCon that when they showed the destructibles in a warehouse they were in, you saw the citizen throw the grenade and then like they panned the shot away and you heard like the offhand explosion that sounded slightly different than the current explosion sound effect, but they didn't show it, man. I still think nades are borked.
Action points in each level from start to finish on where we need to improve the gameplay.
They definitely need work. They definitely need work.
Oh, this is cool.
This is an incredibly rewarding stage of development.
Like, this is fantastic to me if we could actually put these in our own ships. Like, if we could create a security system for your own ships, like you own a Carrack or you own like a larger type ship, that to be able to put like your own security in, that's baller status. Like, that's baller status. I would love that. I don't care if I'm adding feature creep. I want it.
For me and the team, as the ultimate vision of the game is realized, allowing us to craft an experience that we can be really proud of.
Oh, so you can go third person as well.
One specific area that I'm excited to dive in is the feeling of the player interacting with the world around them.
All right.
As it's a core component of Squadron and really grounds the world that you inhabit. We've made sure that any interaction in the environment is physically represented by a character animation to keep you in the moment and fully immerse you in the experience that we've created.
I think that's clean. Yeah, I like that.
Was that like 40 cleans?
This is the final phase of gameplay iteration before we fully transition into optimization and stability on the road to release.
Oh wow, so you can actually just like go directly in?
Come back.
Can you actually land on a planet without a loading screen?
You have to see terraforming setups like this.
There's no way, right?
Web tried explaining how atmosphere processors work. Really shows
I want to see it.
we've come. Hell is she?
With the transition of Squadron to polish phase, we've had the opportunity to find additional moments within the existing narrative to add subtle interactions where appropriate.
Okay.
It's been tremendously exciting to play through these areas and find places to augment the mood, support gameplay, and further embellish our story and characters.
So yeah, man, I can't believe it. They said I've got to wait another 2 years before I can reapply. So that's why I figured I'd get a job trying in security, because that's
Yeah, I will say that the like, as I said, like the style of the game, like the graphics and all that, I really have to say, like, I think it looks very, very, it looks very clean.
No, I can get some hours flying.
It's not messy or fucked up.
Can't hurt, right?
We gotta get Asmon out, man. We gotta get Asmon out of the house, dude. We gotta get Asmon out.
It's not over designed, yeah.
We've also been capturing pickups for our lead female player character, as well as wild lines for our various enemies that you all will encounter throughout the game on both foot and in your cockpit. These consist of a range of responses and reactions that you as the player can trigger, which has been the culmination of efforts by the gameplay and AI teams. This means that you're going to have to tangle with some very smart and reactive bad guys to complete your mission.
Okay.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome, dude. That was awesome. Yeah. Yeah, for real, Limitless.
What?
At the heart of this immersive adventure,
is that like a stick-up or something?
Cinematic storytelling,
they're robbing
thoughtfully crafted to fully immerse you into your story.
We fight today. So in 40 years from now, when you're surrounded by everything and everyone you hold dear, and they ask, "What did you do in the Battle of Vega?"
Gary Oldman's a pimp.
You can look them in the eye and say,
"Love him."
I held the line. Men and women of the Second Fleet, I am proud to stand with you today. Good luck.
Mary. Yeah.
Push your button.
Gary Oldman's such a pimp.
Nice speech. Any word from the recon team?
Not yet.
Well, let's get into position.
Okay, that looks good. Yeah, this all looks good.
Yeah.
Throughout the polish phase, our team is taking every opportunity to push things to the next level.
Tell me you're expecting company.
This is not good.
The Cine team is focused on finalizing edit lock on all of our big action as well as all smaller character sequences.
I could have pulled this off of the Galactopedia.
Yeah, probably, but I think their solar mass calculations are wrong, though.
That looks a lot better, I'll tell you that. Holy shit.
How so?
Do you remember all the naysayers that were like, "Oh, their graphics engine's dated and everything looks so old"? Do you remember those comments? Right. You remember how many Star Citizen content creators signed up for that public opinion for the newest kind of hater bait, where they're like, "Oh, what's the point even? When the game comes out, it's gonna look so dated." Man, it was like a big cream pie in all the faces, man. It was such vindication for Star Citizen fans who have been on this journey for so long, man. You know, I know it's kind of corny to some people, you know, and I understand how Chris is, you know, the master salesman out there, but you got to respect the people that have been in this from the very beginning. you know, and that hold the line phrase, you know, I understand that's marketing 101, but damn, it's smart marketing, man. Because it does separate the people that have been like poo-pooing it versus those that have been down since day one. Even through the trials and tribulations, those people that have had issues, you know, still being a fan of Star Citizen, you know, still supporting it. That hold the line actually means a lot to me. And, you know, people can make fun of me all they want for me saying that, but hold the line's an important character trait within somebody's soul, man. This goes anywhere. Like a person that can like hold the line despite all that negativity, like just spewing out, vomiting all over you. And you see the second that starts happening, people are like, oh yeah, that guy's right, the guy that's vomiting. Until the whole mass of people start turning around and yeah. But the people that hold the line, man, those are the ones that seem to make the difference in life. Those are the ones that seem to make the difference in life. Those are the ones who I want to be around, hanging around. Those are the ones who I want to be my friends, you know. Those are the type of people that have those type of character traits.
We are now able to adjust our shot composition to final cameras thanks to recently crafted space vistas and level art being content complete now.
It'd be nice to know how much of a shitstorm we're flying into.
More like a hellstorm, Blue. One you ain't gonna fly out of. Shut up.
Yeah, I think that the quality of the NPCs is really good too. This is great.
I hadn't seen another ship that wasn't trying to kill me in days, let alone a hauler, let alone a Jean. So you can imagine my surprise.
Detailed lighting passes can be done on hero sequences so we can show our cast and convey their emotions in the best light possible. And we're making sure our cinematics are triggering as fluid as we can craft them so they form a coherent concerto with the rest of the player's narrative experience.
Mr. Wexler, this is Lieutenant Commander Colton.
Oh, Commander, hey. Julian Wexler, I'm the field manager of this little operation. Welcome aboard the Archon. What brings the Navy to this little corner of the universe?
We got you flying with Lieutenant Commander Colton. He's one of our best.
As others will share, this is the most rewarding chapter of development, which allows us to truly experience.
So it looks like they have a number of like actual actors. Yeah, the Onion Knight. Yeah, Sir Davos. They have a number of actors, like it seems like in this game.
The visceral and oftentimes emotional moments that our narrative provides.
How did you handle it after Vega?
I'm not sure I handled anything.
Smell the budget on actors?
Stuff like this is supposed to hurt.
I would say that, but the rest of the game looks good.
I've never been good at dealing with problems I can't fix.
Well, this is one that you don't have to do alone.
That's good to know.
Have they shown gameplay? Yeah, they have.
For the animation teams, polish phase means refining the social aspects of Squadron 42 that occur between the various missions and getting the behaviors implemented across all of its chapters.
Oh my God, I'm looking at ASMONGOLD's chat and I am just like shriveling up. It is so toxic in his chat, man. Like we were talking about this in Discord on the weekend. I had just got done with it and went over to Chrissy's house Sunday night, and in the Discord, in our Discord, we were talking about how salty ASMONGOLD's chat was. I saw a great discussion in general, and I added to it, and I said, you know, the thing that makes me worried, because we're growing so, like, we're doing so great here on DG360, I noticed that the chat's starting to get a little bit faster, nowhere near Asmon's, but that's fine. I like that, like, we're going slow and steady. Like, when I start to watch ASMONGOLD's chat, I'm like, inside, I'm like, oh my God. Like, I'm going to have to make sure that I make most of you admins. Because I don't want my chat turned into ASMONGOLD's chat. Like, that's one of my biggest fears in the world. If I had ASMONGOLD's chat, oh my God, man, I don't know if I could handle that. We're gonna have a lot of admins from this OG phase that we're in right now. And I just want you guys, I want boots left and right. I want boots up asses. I want to see people getting booted really fast out, because I'm not going to be able to handle that type of chat. I would never be able to handle that. That is not clean. That is
Here
not
we're
clean.
dialing in the hangar to make it as immersive and believable an experience as possible.
Right.
This looks pretty impressive.
Let's do this.
Yeah, this actually looks very good. Frames are low. Yeah, my understanding with game dev, and it's like that's not really not a lot of understanding there, but like my understanding is usually optimization in terms of frame rates and everything. Like this happens towards the end of development. It doesn't happen at the beginning.
Right. See, exactly. Like all this gets towards the end of development. People still underestimate how big CitizenCon was this year. People don't understand the phase that we're going into. We're so accustomed to waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. All the core technologies that we needed are getting screwed down and done. And once those things get inserted, it is hyperspeed. It's time to quantum. You know, that like people don't understand the stage that we're at. That what ASMONGOLD said right there, that voice of we're getting close to being done, you're not hearing that. You're seeing a lot of the people that were negative, right, for the entire year or a year and a half, some of them, where they were like, oh, there's no progress in 2023, or oh, blah, 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 there's not enough. And, you know, like you saw the hater bait and clickbait, clickety-clack Star Citizen content creators digging on it for over a year. So you had that fun to deal with while you're trying to be a fan of the game, and they're just like poo-pooing it, sad tromboning it. You had that. But then you see the flippity flop. You see, oh, quickly, right after they told you wouldn't see any of those things happen. They literally told you weren't going to see pyro. You weren't going to see anything that we saw. They were basically saying there's no way. CitizenCon happens in your face, cream pie, right? Then the tune switches like nothing ever happened. Like everything they said was erased. Well, you know, what happened? Why don't we go over and review what they were saying? We already did. We did that at the beginning of the show. We saw what they said and that they were wrong, and it's okay to be wrong. It's human. It's human. I'm wrong all the time. Ask Chrissy. Ask my mother and my daughter. They'll tell you I'm wrong all the time. I admit that I'm wrong a lot. Trust me. A lot of these Star Citizen content creators won't say it. They won't say it. And I can't watch them because of it. If they were just to say, okay, yes, I was wrong. If they were to just say that and claim accountability and be an adult, man, I don't think I'd have an issue. Because a lot of people get up here and they're like, oh, DG, why would you say that against Morphologists? Or why would you do that against Mike? Why would you say that against Salty Mike? Why? Because they were speculating in such a negative way. First off, it wasn't factual. And secondly, I don't ever remember hearing them saying or apologizing for their opinions that were definitely wrong. None of them said they were wrong that I know of. The second something were to happen, if I say something, I immediately say I'm wrong. I have no problem admitting it. But they don't want to do that because they feel if they were to do that, you would think less of them and that you wouldn't watch them. They might be right. But I always go with honesty as the best policy. Yep, you're right, Diva. You're right.
For example, we're launching off a space carrier.
They sidestepped it huge, Limitless. And that's what I was talking about at halftime last weekend. They sidestepped it huge. Limitless is right. Limitless says they sure did it. They all sidestepped it like it didn't happen. They did the old electric slide, didn't they, Limitless? They were all like, oh, okay. Like they just, like none of them. And yet they're cranking it out. They're monetizing it. They got to get you. They got to get those clicks, man. They can't say they were ever wrong because then you wouldn't click, you know? But we know.
Feel in real-world actions. Yeah. Refueling, repairing, and inspecting. And making sure that your next flight mission is a success.
Okay.
This means we're looking out for
Dark Spike says, I mean, Mike did cry during server meshing, and that is sort of an apology. I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like the crying was just something to like get more views and be like, oh. Don't you find a kind of irony that he's like crying when he was telling you that shit was so far away and it would never happen, and now he's crying with his hanky? I don't know, dude. That seems a little disingenuous to me. That's just my opinion. Again, these are just my opinions. People are going to be mad, but I've never been one to keep my opinions to myself. I'm always talking. Hell, I love it. I will never filter myself. I will never filter myself. Ever. Ever. I'm just going to tell you how I feel and keep it real. Keep it real up in the field, man. You got to keep it real.
Hiccups or awkward transitions, ensuring that everything...
Yeah, that's one thing that a lot of games have. It's just like, I think that's probably the best way to say it, awkward transitions. Why are they finishing?
Oh, I think he's a fan. I think he's a fan of the project for sure. I'm not questioning that. I know Mike's a fan of the project. He's been following this for a very long time. I just think ritualistically taking a negative slant on this for as long as he has to get his views is very transparent. I think it's just a very transparent way in which to go about reporting on this project, especially kind of contradicts being a fan. Like like in a weird way, you know what I'm saying? So, for somebody who said he was going to quit Star Citizen because he got so frustrated, and then he pulls out a hanky and he starts crying on tech that he said would never come out.
This instead of Star Citizen, I don't know. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care about Star Citizen. Whenever this comes out, if it's good, I'll play it. Like, I don't give.
Flows and looks like
it's
all
not
the
my
great
problem.
mocap performances we've captured.
Also, I think there's a good chance that Star Citizen, the scope of the game is too large for them to finish, so maybe they want to make another game that's like kind of an offshoot of Star Citizen in order to get the funds and the attention in order to finish Star Citizen. Like, logically, that's what would make sense.
Let's ready some extra ice packs out of storage. Whenever gunners are on full rotation, you can always...
Because I think about, like, again, like Armored Core, right? Armored Core was very successful.
In everyday
a lot of people were excited for it because it was a From Software game.
For their patients, whether they're players or crew.
So, like, if people know that a developer makes a good game before, they're going to be hyped for the next one. They're going to be more supportive of it.
We really
versus
want you to
like
feel part of an authentic crew.
This is going to come out at some point. It's going to be good.
UEE Navy in an enormous universe of people going about their everyday lives.
This was so BSG inside the carrier, man. I love this. I love this. I love this.
Let's go ahead and clear for takeoff. Ground crew, prep bay for takeoff.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I was actually expecting this to be bad.
Hangar, ready for launch.
Like, whenever I pulled it up, I was like, there's no way I'm going to watch 26 minutes of this. This is actually pretty good.
Yeah. I'm very sure that ASMONGOLD knows not much about this subject, So it is interesting because I am seeing the comments down in my chat like, he doesn't know anything about Squadron 42. He's not invested in it. He's not emotionally invested in it. And I don't even know if he has a package. Does anybody know that if ASMONGOLD has bought or pledged for any of the ships in game? I'm not quite sure if he has or not. But I'm pretty sure that he's not aware of the project or the specifics of Star Citizen and what Cloud Imperium is trying to do. See you, Arcane.
I expected for it to be bad.
Stop by the morning show, Arcane. Good to see you, bro.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of sold. Yeah, I mean, if this game came out and I saw like a bit more of it,
hold on as you're launched.
I'd probably try it.
The carrier.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Jokes.
Jokes in the chat. Have a safe flight, Baron.
I feel like there's a lot of shaking in the game, though, just in general.
We want you to not only decide how you play the game, but to feel as if the people you interact with are in that world with you.
I would have never thought a shotgun could be so pretty. Damn, this R97 is sleek as hell. Like a lot of other weapons in Gemini's arsenal, it has a higher rate of fire than most guns of its type.
Okay.
We're working to support a feel of authenticity through world traversals, running, jumping, and climbing. interactions with objects and the environment.
Sure. Also, here's one little subtle thing that makes me excited. The fact that in the testing demo of this game, it said F and not A, which means that this is being tested on PC, not for console.
Gameplay and enemy reactions, as well as combat realities, such as weapon malfunctions.
Sure. Oh, God.
Listen. I didn't expect while watching this that Asmongold would have any clue of what's going on with the project. I really didn't. Asmon gained his claim to fame with World of Warcraft, and you know I think Asmon has put his hours in when it comes to being a professional gamer. I mean, this dude never leaves his house, man. But he is not getting involved. He has not gotten involved in, I don't think, in any form into the project. I don't think so.
Or in Close Encounters of the more...
Something's giving me that vibe, Elsie. Jokes.
Ooh, that's gonna hurt in the morning.
Jokes.
Damn.
As we continue to focus on the quality experience, we've been working closely with our art teams, and it's been exciting to see their environments come to life alongside.
That's crazy, DY.
While animation and design have been populated in the locations, polish phase for my teams means making huge advancements in the quality of our characters and environments. We've established our standard with recognizable characters like Mark Hamill, Gillian Anderson, and Gary Oldman.
Wow.
And we're now applying this to the rest of the cast and identifying any remaining tech requirements that need to be closed out. The story of Squadron 42 takes you through a variety of diverse locations.
You tell me how any of this looks dated. You know, this is one of the biggest criticisms people had. Oh, it's taking forever. It's going to take so long. This engine looks so dated. What are they looking at? What are they looking at? Like, to me, wow. Like, to me, this looks fantastic.
Locations of varying scales and styles.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I think this looks really fucking nice.
No shit.
This looks really fucking good.
No
man.
shit.
Holy shit.
Amen.
We shared glimpses of several environments
Amen.
before.
Like, real quick, let me go back. Dude, that's awesome.
One's in chat. One's in chat.
And there's still plenty out there for you to discover. One of the main challenges the art teams had to face during the...
It has been a fight, hasn't it? It has been a fight to really push this out. I can't even imagine what it would be like to be Chris or anybody over at Cloud Imperium that's put like years of work into this. I could not even imagine the amount of pressure, the amount of trolls, the amount of flames they had to deal with. If I could feel it as a Star Citizen content creator trying to get people to understand the scope of this, to get people to understand the beauty of it, and like continually having to deal with people saying it's a scam or not really even understanding it and not even getting involved and all that noise, man, I just don't even understand how they did it. I give them a ton of credit. I give them a ton of credit. Hold the Line was put there for a reason in that presentation. I think that was awesome. Some people, oh, that's just like a marketing ploy. I can't even believe DG would like that because that's just so cheesy, DG, to say that you love that Hold the Line. I do. I do. I do. I love that because the perspective or the perception has been so hater bait for the longest time. For the entirety of this project, to finally see people start to be like, oh, okay, it feels good. It feels good.
Development of Squadron 42 is ensuring the visuals are complementary to the narrative of the script. The mood and feeling of a space is just...
Yeah, like if you, I feel like pausing it really goes to, you know, like gives you a minute to like take in everything. Yeah, this looks great, man. Like I'm really impressed. Like this is awesome.
This is important to us as it is making sure we hit the visual quality that CIG has become known for.
No good, we can't hack it from this side.
Feels next gen too. Yeah, whenever people said this is the new next-gen game, I was expecting this was going to be like the new King Kong game, you know? It's like a meme, like, yeah, it's the next generation of PlayStation 2 games.
Give you override permissions and,
Really? Yeah, I thought they were being sarcastic, but yeah, this looks really good.
Okay, we'll figure something out.
Everything you see during the campaign.
And I love that his chat continually screams gameplay, but yet we have seen gameplay on quite a few instances watching this. Like, it is ridiculous, that chat. Asmon's chat is ridiculous.
It's been heavily inspired by the classic 70s and 80s sci-fi, but with a modern twist. We want everything you see to feel like it has a soul, its own personality,
I'm reading
and tells of a history long
chat,
before
and it's
you
just
arrive.
crazy.
That's cool. Yeah, this is really
Crafting
cool.
interesting flight
Holy
spaces
shit.
and their connecting tissue has been one of the more unique challenges we've needed to overcome for Squadron.
I know, right?
I always wonder, like, how far do you go into, like, the sci-fi of it, right? I mean, are you going as far as, you know, eldritch horrors of the cosmos? Are there aliens? Is it just people killing each other? Like, where is the scope of the game?
Oh my god. Oh my god, man. It's the deepest. It's the deepest. It's the coolest. For real. It's a rabbit hole, man. The second you start exploring and you want to know more about it, that lore is deep, man. So deep, put your ass to sleep and then wake you up again. Like, you know, it is funny to hear Asmon talk about it this way, that he knows not a lot about it. And like, I wonder if he's going to take the time to actually explore this and investigate it and get involved in it. I think that'd be great for the game. I think Asmon Gold playing Star Citizen would be wonderful for Star Citizen. I think that'd be awesome. But then, you know, it's like how he continues to promise to play Cyberpunk and he never does.
Damn, I'm actually kind of curious about this.
Developing our VDB tech to blend seamlessly between tighter traversal spaces and into wider space vistas and planets has proved incredibly difficult but rewarding, ensuring that Squadron flows seamlessly from one chapter to the next, without interruption. Creating a diverse array of locations is essential to us. Our environments need to work from a variety of scales. We need to pay close attention to detail, whether we're working in a dirty engineering vent or navigating the debris of a dying star, wondering what may be around that next corner, or even who may live there, how would they have survived, and what state of mind may they be in.
Yeah, this is incredible. Holy shit. How many loading screens, though? I don't really think loading screens are an annoyance, but it's like a game that has a lot of loading screens. I'm not going to dislike the game because of that. Zero and Star Citizen? Yeah, maybe. Like, if it did have loading screens, I wouldn't really care. I think landing on a planet directly is really cool, but it's not like this is the end-all and be-all.
What? Should I even comment? Should I even comment right now? Most of my audience are Star Citizens, so, you know, yeah, right. Okay, I'll keep going. Yeah. We all know.
We've worked closely with our social teams in delivering a cohesive social experience. We're taking some downtime from our refined flight and FPS missions, or even missions of the more eerie kind.
What's this?
I love this. Like, ghost ship vibe, man. This was cool. Yeah, these are the types of things that you're going to be seeing, like, everywhere. It's just, you know, I love this. I mean, Death of a Spaceman, the narrative of Death as a Spaceman and having that as a loop has always been something I have gravitated to. Always, always, always.
Uh-oh, he dead.
We'll be introducing new space stations on a massive scale, all brought together and designed to be as tangible as possible. We've thought about their function, their age, and tried to ensure there's a progression in artistic style with each station as you progress through the game. As you can see today, the teams are working incredibly hard, ramping up the detail and quality to match the breadth of our vision for Squadron 42.
I think they do scope really well. Like the scaling in the game.
Understatement of the year. The entire reason why it's taken us this long is the scope, man. The scope is the reason why people are pissed off, man. The scope is the reason why it's made $600 million in revenue. The scope. I'm not talking about your breath wash.
I think this is actually very well done.
Your mouthwash, sorry.
Now, I know you're all asking, when can I play it?
Right.
When can I play it? When we have the locked release date, you will be the first to know.
Okay.
Now, we're in polishing phase on Squadron 42. You will start to see a lot more things from Star Citizen, as well as overall progress on the persistent universe. The polish phase can take some time.
Right, Orson.
We have come this far, and we want to make sure Squadron 42 delivers on the promise of being this generation.
Yeah, it's 42 for 2042.
Now, even though there's only a few of us in this video,
That's
I'd
awesome,
like to
Mary.
extend a big
That's
thank you to all our staff around the globe who have been putting their heart and soul into bringing Squadron 42 to life. And I would like to thank everyone in the community for your patience and your support. To paraphrase Admiral Bishop, when people ask, what did you do in the development of Squadron 42? You can look them in the eye and say, I held the line. I'm proud to stand with you. Thank you for making this game with us.
I'm gonna be honest. Wait, what's this? Oh shit, they got the aliens.
This part was awesome, dude.
Damn, okay, so they do have aliens.
Woo! When I saw that Vandal like that and I heard it talking, and I was like, oh, damn. I was like, those Vandals are sick. Like when I saw that, it was like, I was like, hell yes. It's everything I wanted a Vandal to do and sound like. Like just pure.
Yeah. I'm gonna be real, boys. Like I went into this thinking that like somebody was actually making a joke because somebody was saying like, I said, what is Squadron 42? They're like, oh, it's Star Citizen. Somebody says it's a next-gen game.
I love Mary in the chat because she came over here from Viva La Dirt League. We got a lot. We're a variety channel. We got a lot of things on DG360, but I've always focused on Star Citizen. And I started out in sci-fi gaming, playing Elite Dangerous and Star Citizen, and really focusing on that as my content for the longest time. And then we kind of switched to like a variety kind of concept where you guys are picking cool things to watch, and we just pretty much have a blast together on the morning show. But Mary came over from Viva La Dirt League because we started watching Viva La Dirt League and have a good time, and then we got more and more people over from the Viva La Dirt League crowd that like Viva La Dirt League. And then I've noticed the interesting thing is that there's a lot of people in the Viva La Dirt League crew that have come over here or fans of Viva La Dirt League and then have become fans of Star Citizen, which I think is great. There's a lot of people that come over to DG360 and then they become like Star Citizen fans, and vice versa. There's a lot of Star Citizen fans that saw that we watched Viva La Dirt League content, and then they ended up never knowing about it and liking Viva La Dirt League. And you know, this happens on this channel a lot where basically you guys are the algorithm. It's completely organic. It's awesome to see this experiment work the way that it does. It's magic. It's magic. It's the best experiment on the internet. And we are battling the actual bionic algorithm, the fake YouTube algorithm that shows us cats all day long, which, you know, if you like cats, I get it. But you guys are picking what it is that we're watching, and it's really fun to see like the crossover for me as the person leading this and creating this community, man. It's very fun.
Thinking this is going to be like another King Kong situation, or we're just going to watch like a really bad game.
That's cool, Mary.
And it's just going to suck. Like this is insanely good. Like, everything about this is...
And Mary says, there's only one thing stopping me from playing Star Citizen. That is my inner ear condition, which means I can't fly a shit without throwing up from dizziness. Well, that's okay, Mary, because what you could do is you could literally live on a planet. You could be a farmer. You could just live on the planet and trade around the planet. You don't have to fly. I think that's the cool thing. As the game starts to progress, you can play the game however you want. we talked about this when we theory crafted Star Citizen a long time ago, and it is a huge selling point that you can kind of play the game however it is that you want to play the game. If you don't want to fly, you don't have to fly. Eventually, the game's going to be that big where you don't really have to. You can live on a planet and never leave the planet. You can play the whole game that way. Create contracts with players or NPC. They can ship your goods without you even having to leave the planet. So, Mary, just so you know that, you know, you could play the game. You could be like Farmville if you wanted to, you know, Mary? You know, I think that is the really cool thing I don't hear a lot of Star Citizen content creators talk about either, because it literally is the everything game. It's bringing in people that would play, like, you know, the simplest sim building players, the FPS players, you know, all different types of the people that like to grind, the people that like to trade, people, you know, that it's going to bring in a lot of different people that do a lot of different things. And in an MMO sandbox, man, that is so cool, because you're going to deal with people perhaps like Mary that decides that she never wants to leave the planet, and you're going to land and you're going to talk with Mary, and Mary grows some food that you love, and you go to Mary's place and Mary will hook you up with some food, you know? Like, that's what I love about Star Citizen.
It's good.
Or what it's going to become.
The quality of the graphics is good. The cinematics seem good. Even like the development team talking about the game, everything they're saying makes sense. It's like there's not a lot of bullshit in it. Like, there's nothing, right? It's just
for that subscription, dude.
This is just like incredibly clean. Yes, the frame rate is problematic, but I feel like that's something that will improve.
It's going to.
But there's no actual game. Well, no, they did show some gameplay. Like, I'm pretty sure the stuff where it's like the ship and everything.
There's a game right now that people are playing, like
everything moving around. That's all gameplay. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna be real.
Coop.
I'm excited for this. Not to fucking.
I don't think Mary's gonna get involved in contraband now,
I'm not gonna give them money. I'm just gonna buy the game when it comes out. Like, when the game comes out, I'll buy the game. Like, I'm not. You know, like, I mean, if this
Asmon's not even that involved in it, he's going to buy the game. This game's been highly anticipated. People are going to buy it just to play because it's taken this long, regardless. I think sales are going to be through the roof. I think this game's going to, like, take off in a huge way. I think Squadron 42 is going to, like, blow up. I think I'm going to predict big numbers. I'm going to take some time because I really want to make a video about that. I think people are really underestimating what Squadron 42's numbers are going to be. I also think people are underestimating Star Engine, the amount of revenue they can make by licensing it. And I also think it is a step in the right direction that they will, because we saw what CitizenCon was. The very first 25 minutes of it was a giant commercial for Star Engine that was perfectly made and produced, that showed us what the engine's capable of for the developers, with at the same time they were showing you what's on the way for the gamers. It was perfect. CitizenCon was great. The pacing was fantastic. Seriously, the best CitizenCon. I don't say that lately either. I'm not the type of dude that's like, oh, this is the best CitizenCon. Oh, this is the best CitizenCon. I have never said that up to this point. I have never said that about any CitizenCons up to this point. This was the best CitizenCon to date. Like, last weekend, it was the best.
This is a scam. I mean, they sure put a lot of work into it. Look, I just think this looks really cool. I don't give a fuck about, like, what the developer did. Like, if it comes out and it's bad, like, who gives a fuck? I just make a video about it being bad.
I don't think it will be. A lot of people underestimate. Chris makes good games, man. Chris makes good games. You know? Some of I played Freelancer, Privateer, Wing Commander, so many titles from Chris that kept me engaged and entertained. The choose your own, like, narrative, like choose your own adventure kind of narrative that he's going to implement with Squadron 42 being very similar to Wing Commander, it'll catch you over and over again. The replayability is going to be off the wall with Squadron 42. People are going to want to play all your options like you did back in the day. It's going to do good, period. It's just going to do good.